Thank you for sitting down with me in the taco truck. Today we are at the Mind the Gap Art Show talking about art, community, and mindfulness. My name's Sophia and I'm here with
Kathy.
Perfect. Thank you, Kathy. So now, whenever you're ready, feel free to share a story.
Okay, well, all of these subjects are near and dear to my heart. Art and how it impacts me and my community, as well as mindfulness. So, well, I'll tell a story about growing up in South Africa with a mother who was a really wonderful artist, brilliant artist, and she encouraged me to paint, and I used to sit next to her while she painted on her easel and paint, and I just developed this absolute love of art. And as I got older and got more into the art making, she started becoming very critical and judgmental of my work. And I know that she was trying to help me. She thought she was helping me, but what she did was she totally shut me down. And I stopped. I didn't want to do art anymore. I thought, well, I'm not as good as her and I don't deserve to. And there was something inside me, though, that kept me making art, but privately in my room, and I would never show her any of my artwork, ever. And then what happened was I eventually grew up and I went to art school. And the professors did the same thing, where you go and you present your work and they pull it to pieces. Yeah, it was all male professors, and you run out of there crying. And I was like, I can't even believe that I've put myself through this. But it was such a drive to make art that I just kept on pushing through. But I felt like, okay, I'm never going to be good enough. Never, ever, ever. So I got my master's in art education, and I thought, well, I'm going to get out in the world and encourage people's art instead of discourage them. So that's what I did, and I went and I worked in a lot of schools, but and eventually I opened up a studio, and I called it the Art Process Studio. So it was all about just the process of creating, not the product, because that's what got me screwed up, because the product was what was criticized all the time. And I don't think people realized that what was really going on was that I just had to express myself through art. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't care about selling it or showing it. All I wanted to do was express my own thoughts, ideas, spirit, frustrations, anger through art making. So, I grew up in the apartheid era, South Africa, so there was a lot of violence and anger and hatred around me, and so I wanted to encourage people to be able to express, because they couldn't always express it verbally or even get out there and protest because they would be arrested. So my mission was to get them to express it in their way, in their art. They could show the work, they could keep it, they could put it up as murals, but it was out of their bodies onto the paper or the canvas or the wall or cardboard or whatever they could find to put it on. And that's kind of been my mission ever since. And I do it, well, I've just moved to Santa Barbara, so I'm kind of finding ways to do it here, but that's my story. And as far as mindfulness goes, I am actually training to be a mindfulness facilitator, because I believe that mindfulness and art making are integrated enormously. If you're mindful of just about everything, you're mindful of how you're feeling and how you're expressing yourself, and so the two go together, and it releases the anxiety around making art if you can just quieten your judgmental, self-critical brain. So that's kind of my story.
God, well, thank you, Kathy, for sharing. That was so impactful. It's really, really inspiring to me that you were able to take something that you never really had the opportunity to experience, like enjoy, like you never really got to express yourself through your art without all that criticism, and you opened a space for other people to experience that feeling and just non-judgmentally express themselves through their art. That's really special. So thank you for providing that for the community. Welcome to Santa Barbara. And I'm so excited to see what kind of impact you make here as well, because it seems like you're a force of nature.
Oh, thank you. Well, definitely what you're doing is inspiring me, and the more stories we share, the more connected we feel. So you are doing a wonderful service. I love it. Love it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Kathy.
We have all received a gift, an expected or anticipated gift for a birthday, anniversary, retirement. Each time we receive that gift, whether it meets our expectation, we feel something. Happy, sad, disappointed. The gifts that are unexpected, unconditional, small or large, have the potential of changing the trajectory of a life. Someone pays for your groceries when you're out of money, leaves you a big tip just when you think you can't afford your rent. Those are the gifts that ease our fears, make us grateful, and want to help others. This is a space where we share how those gifts, big or small, make a difference and change our lives. Welcome to the Starfish Connection.